Hello, friends. Welcome back to Still Here, Still Trying. This is episode 4, The Music of the Optimist Way. For those of you that don't know, I'm Mike Baker, and I appreciate you spending a little time with me today. This space was never meant to be about a big production or perfect presentation. It's about connection. It's about sitting down for a few minutes together, breathing a little slower, and reminding ourselves why we keep going. Most days, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, and I know many of you are out there too. There's a lot that's pulling at us. There's work. We have our families. Many of us are dealing with grief, uncertainty, the expectations that we carry, and the expectations we put on ourselves. Staying grounded honestly takes work. Staying hopeful takes intention, and neither one happens by accident. So that's why I'm here. That's why I keep showing up for these conversations, because I think we need reminders that we're not alone in how we're feeling. We need reminders that trying actually matters, that effort matters. The days when we don't feel like we're making progress, those days count too. So, before we get into the heart of today's episode, I want to take a minute to share a couple things that have been on my mind. These are little moments of gratitude that deserve to be said out loud. First, I really want to thank my wife, Kelly. She's amazing all the time, but she has just been so supportive of all of my crazy endeavors. I come to her and I'm like, hey, I want to do this. And most of the time she's like, that's great. I'm going to support you. Sometimes it takes a little more convincing, but she's amazing. But Kelly helped me get things organized on the shelves in my studio. You'll see that it's evolving as we've shot the episodes. But it may sound small that she would take the time to do that, but I came down to record tonight and this was just here. Um, and anyone who's ever tried to make a space feel right knows how much that actually matters. Kelly supports me in ways big and small, and this is just one of those reminders that I couldn't do any of this without her. Sammy has been a big help too with this, and Jacob and Cameron have been so supportive as I keep trying new things. Second, something really meaningful happened this week at hockey. Um, I received a plaque from the Inland Northwest Girls Hockey Foundation. That's www.inghf.org if you want to check them out. But the plaque was given to me by Chris, Elliott, Alien Sam. I've been a board member for the Inland Northwest Girls Hockey Foundation for the last couple of years. They we started at the ice rink, and they before they started the game, they came out and they had this plaque for me, and Alien Sam gave it to me. And it was so fun to be recognized for the work that I had done on the foundation. Honestly, I felt like I could have done so much more. It's everything. Life is so busy, right? And we tried to do everything we could to help them. But the foundation is incredible. If you have girls that want to get into hockey, this foundation helps them do that. It's an amazing, amazing group of people. But for those of you who don't know, Ailey and Sam are two of the young women I get to share the ice with. And watching them grow as players it's been incredible. They've got talent, they've got grit, and they make all of us work harder out there, which I don't know, maybe it's not saying much for a bunch of old beer league hockey players, but they work so hard, and it's inspiring to watch them develop into not just great athletes, but great people. I have no doubt that they're going to make a huge impact in this world, both on and off the ice. These are the kinds of moments that remind me why connection matters, why showing up matters. Little gestures, quiet support, small victories, they all build something bigger than we realize in the moment. So today, I want to take a deeper dive into the music connected to the Optimist Way. Not just the songs themselves, but why they exist alongside the book, why music, writing, and this podcast all flow from the same space for me. Writing The Optimist Way wasn't about telling people how to live. It wasn't about offering some formula for happiness. It was born from years of leading, living, stumbling, learning, and realizing how important it is to stay open to hope, even on the hard days, especially on the hard days. But here's something I've learned along the way: words on a page reach people differently than music does. A song can meet you in moments when you're not looking for inspiration. It can slip in quietly when your defenses are up. It can hold you together when nothing else seems to fit. So for me, these songs aren't an extension of the book. They're part of the same conversation. They carry the same heartbeat. They're just another way of reaching out to anyone who needs to hear that trying still matters. So music's been with me my whole life. Long before I had a title, long before I led teams or wrote books, music was where I went to when I I needed to make sense of things. It's how I process, it's how I let the feelings move through me instead of getting stuck. There's a reason that we turn to music when we're hurting or when we're celebrating. It says things we can't always find words for. It keeps us company in ways nothing else can. And sometimes all you need is a melody and a lyric to remind you that someone else out there has felt what you're feeling. These songs are built on that same foundation. They're not about the perfect chord or the catchiest hook. They're pretty awesome songs, by the way. But these songs are about honesty. They're about staying human, and they're about sitting in the messy middle of things and still holding on to hope, even when you're tired. So I want to take some time now and walk you through the songs from The Optimist Way in the order they appear on the album and as they flow through the book. So each of these songs carries its own message. Each has its own weight, and together they trace this larger journey that I've been trying to capture. It's the slow, steady work of staying open, staying kind, and more importantly, staying human. These songs weren't written to be consumed quickly or treated like background noise. They're meant to keep you company on the days you're asking yourself, does any of this effort matter? So the first song is called Let the Light In. I love this one. This song had to come first. It's about recognizing those moments where you've been living shut off from hope, from people, from your own heart, and you finally feel something shift. Not because life suddenly got easier, but because you allowed a little bit of light to sneak in. It's about surrender in the best possible way. The surrender of realizing you don't have to hold it all together. You don't have to muscle through every hard thing alone. Letting the light in, it's honestly, it's vulnerable work. It's uncomfortable, but it's how things begin to heal. And so for me, this song reminds me of the people who've shown up with kindness when I didn't even know how to ask for it. It reminds me that no matter how long the hard seasons last, there's always light just trying to find its way in. The next song is called The Quiet Kind of Brave. Now, not every act of courage looks like something from a movie. Some of the bravest people I know aren't making speeches or leading armies. They're raising kids. They're caring for loved ones. They're waking up to fight battles no one else can see. This song is a hand on the shoulder for anyone who's ever questioned whether their small efforts matter. For anyone who's quietly choosing kindness over anger, steadiness over chaos, compassion over cynicism. These choices don't get headlines, but they change lives. They shape communities. They build the kind of world that I want to live in. And this is my way of honoring that kind of bravery. The kind you won't find trending, but you'll find it everywhere if you know where to look. Now, the next song is What You Water Will Grow. And this phrase came from a conversation I had with myself, if I'm being honest. I looked around at my own life and saw how easy it is to nurture fear, to water resentment, to feed worry until it crowds everything else out. But I also saw how different things feel when I'm intentional about where my energy goes, when I make space for hope, when I choose to believe that kindness is the most important thing, that kindness ripples out even when I don't see where it lands. This song is a reminder, not just for you, but for me, that what we tend to grows, what we neglect withers. We don't get to avoid that reality. We get to decide what we plant, and we get to decide what we water. The next song is called Still Here, Still Trying. You're noticing a theme in my life. This is the song that probably captures the heart of this whole project better than anything else I've written. It's not about having it all figured out. It's not about some big dramatic comeback story. It's about the ordinary, stubborn act of staying. Showing up to work when you're tired. Being present for your family when you're drained. Keeping your heart open when disappointment tells you to shut it down. This song came from my own life, from the seasons where my only accomplishment some days was just not giving up. And in hindsight, those were the days that mattered the most. Those were the days that taught me the most. This song is here to keep you company on the days when your best effort feels small. It's here to remind you it still matters. Now the next song, The Optimist Way. This isn't just the title of the book. It's a way of moving through the world that I had to learn the hard way. Not the kind of optimism that ignores reality, and it's not the kind that pretends that everything's fine. This is about choosing to see what's good even when it's quiet. Choosing to believe that people can change, even when it takes longer than we hope. Choosing to trust that small efforts add up, and choosing to keep your heart open even after it's been broken a few times. This song captures what I want to leave behind, what I want to pass on. This is a way of living that doesn't quit on hope just because life is a little bit messy. Then we move into A New Day's Whisper. I wanted this song to feel like just a big exhale, like the end of a long conversation with a friend, where you both realize, yeah, things are hard, but they're also not over. There's more ahead. A new day doesn't promise perfection. It doesn't promise clarity, but it offers another chance, another breath, another small beginning. This song closes the album on purpose because that's where I want to leave people, not at the finish line, but at the threshold, with the quiet whisper that tomorrow is worth showing up for. That kind of progress, it's not loud. Healing is not linear, but both of them are possible, one choice at a time. I wanted to do this episode because these songs aren't background noise to the book, they're companions. They're part of the same conversation that I've been having with myself, with the people I love, and with anyone willing to listen. So here's a couple questions for us to really think about tonight. How do we stay open-hearted in a world that keeps asking us to close off? How do we stay kind in a culture that rewards outrage? How do we keep moving forward when our energy feels spent? So for me, the answer lives somewhere in small acts of defiance. Picking up a guitar, making that phone call, writing down a reflection, sharing a conversation, singing into the quiet. It's honestly, it's not about having all the answers. It's refusing to let the questions silence you. Music holds space for things I can't always articulate in writing. These songs are here for the days when you need to remember that you're not the only one carrying something heavy, that your effort matters, and that your heart still has room for life. So I hope that this makes sense. And if you've connected with this conversation, I hope that you'll go find these songs. These songs are on Spotify, on Apple Music, YouTube, wherever you listen. You can look up Mike Baker Music and they'll be there waiting for you. Now, the book is also out there too for you. You can purchase that on Amazon. The Optimist Way, it's available. I have a hardback that's just beautiful. There's a paperback that's amazing, and there's a Kindle version that I think is great. It's fine. I just think there's nothing like grabbing a paper book and reading it. So the Optimist Way is out there for you. Go check it out. Just remember, it's not written from a place of answers. It's honestly, it's written from a place of experience. It's written from a place of trying, a place of wanting to remind people that hope is still worth choosing. And if something from this episode stayed with you, will you please share it? Send it to someone who might need to hear it. Because that's how this message grows, not through algorithms, but through people who care enough to pass it along. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for showing up. And I want you to know that you matter. Your effort matters. And just like me, I know that you are still here and you're still trying. And I can't wait to keep doing that with you as we move through this journey of life. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.